Hi, I'm Theresa Wills. I'm an assistant professor here at George Mason in math education leadership, and I do a lot of synchronous online teaching and have been doing it for probably about 6 years now. At first it was because of necessity. I needed to find a way to access my students who lived far away. And then it just became one of my more favorite things and my preferred style of teaching, because I feel like my students and I have a better sense of community. They're more engaged with hands-on activities, and the access for each student to have their voice heard is really accessible with Synchronous online. So Synchronous for me is just like in the classroom, with one exception that I hear more student voices when I do it synchronously online. So much like a classroom, I might have my students in groups of 3 or 4 to work on an activity, make a product, and present that product. Synchronous online, there's the ability to put them in breakout rooms. They create a product using Google Slides. They actually all work together, so every student is adding to the slide, and then they present that slide much like they would a poster in a face-to-face class. So I teach 2 classes of the exact same course, one Tuesday online, one Wednesday on campus, face-to-face. And I am a firm believer that my online class is actually better than my face-to-face class. There's a couple reasons why. One of them is in a face-to-face class, frequently students need to make a product, let's say a poster, that explains whatever it was that they were doing in their small group. I found that in a face-to-face class, the student that's holding the marker is the one whose voice is being heard on that poster. There's occasionally someone dictating to them, but usually several students kind of fade off and are not participating at that point or are not fully engaged. When I go online, there is a blank slide where everyone in the group is adding images, adding text, talking about the connections between their images and text. And so everyone is fully engaged in it. Challenges are typical tech challenges. Someone, if they can't connect to their internet at home, or if they are nervous that they're not tech savvy yet. Those can be some of our challenges, but we immerse them right in from day one, and make a pledge to be patient and calm. And by the end, they kind of have this whole extra tech side when they're finished with our program. So I set up my shell for PowerPoint. This is a probability and statistics for teachers course. So it's going to start off with a game that they will play. It is going to move into kind of our header, successes, our agenda, an important slide. Every single class I go over our ground rules just to make sure they're out there and no confusion about expectations. We'll lead right into a task. Today we're going to be doing one on clip art. I have some slides that direct me. So this is my slide for I want a gallery walk. They copy and paste little emojis. They will put them on other people's slides. They will write in the chat box, which I have over on the other side. And so some of these slides are for me, the whole group discussion. I like them to know my discussion prompt up front, so if they have extra time, they can start thinking about it. But also that's there for me. But there's not a lot of student work here. They're mostly open spaces that will be filled later, including completely blank slides. Usually we use only the photo of the student. When more log in, you'll be able to see them here. And I ask that at least every other week they upload a new image of themselves and a loved one, be it pet or human. And that way we can see the way that they interact with their world. We can see them at different angles. It's not just a professional, really nice photo. And when we see them out in the world at math conferences or other teacher things, we will actually recognize them because we can see them at different angles. I always have slide 2, successes and celebrations. These can be small in your personal lives. It can be large, like you just got a promotion. Whatever it is, students can put images and what they're celebrating on this slide. This is really crucial for building a sense of community, both professional networking, because if I see that somebody is using a program that I'm trying to use in my school, I can network with them right there. It also gives us a chance to see what connections we have outside of this learning environment, such as, we all really enjoy going out to Starbucks. There was a little picture in there one time. So the advice I'd give a new teacher doing Synchronous online is let the students have control and let them do the work. It's very easy to put in a blank slide and give directions to students to, hey, on this slide, put your response to this prompt, or find a clip art image that best describes what it means for equitable instruction and education, and let them be the creators as opposed to putting in all this work ahead of time, because that will make them in an active learning environment versus in a lecture environment.